Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this special Tuesday presentation, where today I want to talk to you about supercharged candlestick trading. Now, I would venture to say roughly about 80 to 90% of all traders apply candlesticks while they're trading. The only problem is most are not seeing the type of results they were promised when they first started trading with candlesticks. Let me share with you why. Here's a chart looking at right here, currently in WDAY, workday. And as you can see, we have a nice uptrend going. Now, the way conventional candlestick trading is supposed to take place, you're supposed to wait for a trend to be in sync, and then you look for a counter move. So a type of reversal bar. Most candlesticks are based on reversal bars. So as we see here, right at the very top of this uptrend, a candlestick pattern was generated. This is a bearish engulfing pattern, a very popular and strong pattern looked for in reversals. So at this point, most traders who are trading with candlesticks would say, well, this is a sell, right? So I should sell. Let's say, for example, you did sell on the close. Well, look what would have happened the very next day. The stock gapped up, okay? This is why conventional style of candlesticks really doesn't hold a lot of consistency in. Well, in today's educational presentation, I'll share with you a method that actually would have told you not to sell here at all. Well, in fact, prior to that, it really generated a buy signal, and you could have potentially captured upwards of 35 points. So this is what I'm going to be talking about and teaching you today, supercharged candlestick trading. And all the things that I'll be sharing with you are one click away on the PTS Primo charting platform. This is the platform I developed with Pro Trader Strategies that actually teaches traders supercharged candlestick trading. So welcome once again. My name is Steven Primo. I am the president and founder of Specialist Trading. I've been trading now for 47 years. I started my career on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange. I was on the floor for 16 years, and 9 of those years I was a specialist, where we get the name Specialist Trading. A specialist is someone who made markets in roughly about 50 or 60 stocks. So I did that through the crash of '87 and the bull market that followed. And while I was on the floor, I learned how to trade candles, and I learned the way most of you learn as well. The only trouble was I didn't see the type of results I was promised. Sure, every once in a while I would get some really nice setups, but I just didn't get that type of really great setup that I was told that what would happen. It wasn't until years later, through my mentors and actually through my own research, that I developed a non-traditional way to trade candlesticks that has a higher level of consistency. And this is what we're going to be talking about today for all of you candlestick traders. Now, before we begin, we are required to share this with you, so please take a moment to view our disclaimer. I'm going to show you a lot of performance results using this non-traditional candlestick method, but please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the results I'm about to share with you will be repeated in the future. And since we are an educational company, all examples are strictly for educational purposes only. Another way to get more education is to follow us on Twitter or subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we are live streaming right now. Lots of great ways to follow us and to get more education on a daily basis. So please click on the subscribe button or follow us on Twitter with our handle right there. Okay. Now remember, we are first and foremost an educational company. So what does this mean? Well, this means that we're not going to tell you how to trade. We're going to teach you how to trade. You see, so many so-called educators say they're educating you, but then they provide you with a list of stocks or market futures, crypto, or whatever you're trading to buy or sell on a nightly basis. Or else they tell you what the perfect market is or the perfect time frame. You see, that goes against our philosophy of trading. We always say that we teach you what to look for, but those are things you should be deciding on your own. You see, if there's one thing I've learned in my 47 years of trading, it's that consistent traders do not listen to an outside source to tell them how to trade. They learn from an outside source, but then they make their own trading decisions. So this is our goal at Specialist Trading and Pro Trader Strategies, not to trade for you, but to teach you how to trade with a specialist edge. This is the same edge that was taught to me some 47 years ago, and what I truly believe has sustained me now for that amount of time. Hopefully we can sustain you as well, okay? All right, with that information, let us begin today's educational presentation. And today, we're going to be talking about how to achieve supercharged candlestick trading. Well, actually, it's a two-part process. Here's the first part. We want to apply our premier candlestick strategy, and that's candlestick strategy number 5. All right, let me give you some of the highlights of this particular method. It's our premier candlestick strategy based on a non-traditional continuation method. So we're actually looking to continue with the candlestick in sync with the overall trend. Now, the overall trend can be anywhere from a month or so to 5 or 6 months out of the range here. And you can apply it to any time frame, any market, or any direction. Paper trading is required, though. If you become a student of mine in the Strategy 5 course, please remember it is required that everyone paper trades first, because we're trying to gain that edge of consistency. Consistency is an awareness that you will have losses from time to time. That's okay, but a consistent method is one that's able to recoup those losses. That's why we want you to paper trade, so that you fully understand the process behind not only Strategy 5, but all of our strategies. So let me share with you some examples of strategy number 5. All right, here are older charts just to show you this. Here's one in A, B, and B. We have 2 buy signals here. Now, this goes against the overall grain of what we've been taught. Usually we're looking for sell signals at the top of a trend, but strategy number 5 generated 2 buy signals, and look what happened after that. It continued to go higher. We also have 2 sell signals in ADI when the market is kind of drifting sideways to lower. Most traditional candlestick methods would tell you to look for a buy setup, but we are following the overall trend, looking out 5 to 6 months, and the stock went even lower. But as with so many methods, including strategy number 5, sometimes it just, falls into a little sell-off or drawdown. For example, here was a buy signal in FOSL, and look what happened. It didn't go up at all. In fact, it went even lower. So how can we improve our consistency trading strategy number 5? Well, we apply the second part of this process, and this is called the PET-D. This is another tool that I was taught on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange that I continue to use on a daily basis. This is probably the best tool I know for being in sync with the short-term trend. Now, the PET-D is an early trend detector. Once again, it is the most sensitive tool I've ever applied, and it gets you in sync with the short-term trend. Remember, strategy 5 was based on the overall trend. Now we're learning how to get in sync with the short-term or early trend. For example, looking at this older chart of Aetna, someone would say, well, sure, we're in an uptrend, but by the time it gets up here, this is when you decide that you're in an uptrend. So at this point, roughly that's when you decide to buy, because you figure it's going to go higher. And just when you decide to get in, that's when it turns around and goes the other way, right? So is there a tool that could help us not pick tops and bottoms, but at least be extremely sensitive to when the trend is about to change on the short term? Well, yes, there is. That's what the PET-D does. Now, we've developed it into a color bar tool. We've taken all the hard work out of it for you, because when I first learned this, we called it the formula on the floor of the exchange, and I had to have a hand calculator at all times, always putting together the calculation so I could see what was going to happen on the next bar. Well, we don't want you to go through that. We want you to focus on making your own decisions as trading. So we've taken all the hard work out of it for you with the advent of high-speed computers and with programmers, and we've developed it into a color bar tool. So you see here, now when you see a series of green bars in the beginning, that is the PET-D translating that the short-term trend is up. When you have consecutive green bars, it equals a short-term uptrend. And then when you have consecutive red bars, it's telling you that you have a short-term downtrend in place. So once again, it's not meant to pick the tops or bottoms, but you'll know much quicker when a short-term trend is in place. So now that we look back at that, once again, that signal in FOSL where it didn't work out, let's see what the short-term trend was when we applied it to this buy signal. Well, we apply the PET-D on our platform. Simply click on the PET-D. And you see here that the bar above the buy signal was outlined red. That's telling you that the short-term trend is down. So therefore, it's out of sync with strategy number 5 buy signal. So you would not have taken the signal at all and saved yourself a loss. So when we combine these 2 highly consistent processes, candlestick strategy number 5 along with the PET-D, we have what we call our candlestick combo, one of our most popular and successful methods we have at Pro Trader Strategies and Specialist Trading. So here are the candlestick combo rules. Simply, you're only going to buy or sell strategy number 5 signals that are in sync with the pet D. In other words, strategy number 5 is based on the overall trend, whereas the pet D will also get you in sync with the short-term trend. So when you have the overall and the short-term in sync, this makes up our very successful candlestick combo setups. Okay, so let's look at some recent examples using our candlestick combo. First, let's look at some buy signals, okay? And remember, everything you're seeing today is displayed coming from the PTS Primo charting platform. Everything is one click away on our platform. We designed it this way to make it as simple as possible. All right, here's an example in IDXX. Well, someone would say, well, Steve, we're only looking at 3 bars here. How can I get any examples of what to do with a candlestick? Well, it's simple with our platform. All you have to do is click on strategy number 5 right here in our green strategy tab. In the drop-down menu that appears, click on signal arrows, and you'll see if a signal has been generated. Yes, so you have a fairly high probability candlestick signal generated. Now, we want to take it up a level in its terms of consistency. And how do we do that? Well, we apply the pet D. So we only want to take buy signals where the bar above the arrow is outlined or colored green. So click on the pet D on our platform, and the bars will automatically change color. And yes, the bar above the green arrow is colored green. So this is a valid candlestick combo signal, a very high probability setup. Had we taken that on the 12th, which was just less than a few weeks ago, guess what? That's 30 points in 1 week you could have potentially captured. That's how simple it is with the candlestick combo. Here's another example, the one we looked at earlier in the presentation in Workday, WDAY. We're in an uptrend, right? Now, conventional wisdom would say, well, now we're looking for a reversal. So we want to be selling this. But right here, we found a bearish engulfing pattern. So this is where conventional candlestick traders would sell. Okay, but what do? We apply strategy 5 to see if it's a valid signal. Click on signal arrows. And no, there was no signal here based on this candlestick pattern. Here was the signal, and it's a buy. Now, if we want to take it up to the next consistent level, we apply the pet D. Click on the pet D in the upper green strategy tab, and the colors will automatically change. And yes, it's a valid candle combo setup because it's outlined green. So this is a high probability trade to take. Now, if you see the next 3 days, nothing really happened. But in the course, we teach you stop placement, we teach you different entry points, we teach you exit points. And so far, using the majority of our different categories, you would still be in this trade, even after 3 days where nothing has happened. And that was a good sign because look what happened on the 4th day. 35-point gain in just 4 days, all right? Now, obviously, this was based on some news or some event that came out and that was announced on that day. But isn't it funny how a full 4 days in advance, the candlestick combo actually generated a buy signal? All right, let's look at this example in a 30-minute chart of Apple because the same process can be applied to intraday trading. Someone looking at this 30-minute chart, which was just roughly about a week ago, would say, well, Steve, there's major resistance here. I was always taught, wait for it to be a breakout above the resistance because, don't want to just jump in without any real consistency behind me. Well, if you wait many times, you miss the move. And in fact, there really is no resistance there at all because first thing we do is we see that there's a candlestick strategy number 5 buy signal already generated in that sideways market. And if we apply the pet D, we see that all of the bars are green. So the market is telling us, according to our translator, the pet D, that there's no resistance here. The market wants to go higher. So even though nothing has happened yet, this was a great place to buy Apple on a 30-minute time frame because look what happened the next day. That's a total of 8 points you could have made just in less than 1 day. Now, this is on a 30-minute intraday chart. What if we want to go up to a higher time frame? Let's say we look at a weekly chart of PSA, okay, public storage. Same process applies. Strategy 5 generated a buy signal right here. We apply the pet D and we see that the bar above it is green. Now, a lot of traders, this is why we say you must paper trade first, because a lot of traders say, well, this must not be a valid candle combo setup because there are red bars before it. Remember, the only process you follow is the bar above the buy signal needs to be colored green. They must be in sync with each other. We don't care about the bars before or the bars afterwards. So let's see what happened. This is a valid candlestick combo setup and 80 points coming into last week, okay? Not a bad little weekly signal, right? We can actually trade even more signals as they appear within that 80-point range. Now, if we take it up an even higher time frame, let's go to a monthly time frame for all you investors, because you can apply this to a 30-minute time frame or a monthly time frame, from an intraday trader to an investor. Here are a series of strategy number 5 buy signals generated going all the way back to 2022. Now, someone could have said, well, I'm a little reticent to take them because I'm not sure if it's going to go much higher. Well, all you had to do was apply the PET D and see that, well, the PET D was translating that the market did want to go higher. Had you taken any one of these signals on a monthly time frame, well, potentially coming into this last month, you could have potentially captured upwards of 200 points. So that's how simple it is using the candlestick combo for buy signals. Well, what if you like to sell, all right? What if you like to go short or buy puts? Well, let's apply this now to some recent examples going short. Now, we know a lot of traders don't like to go short, so let's say you're long a position, you could actually use the candlestick combo sell signals to exit your position as well. We have a number of students that use it in that vein as well. For example, here's a chart in Amazon. This was just a couple of weeks ago. Most traders looking at this would say, well, Steve, I took that $10,000 course on support and resistance, and this is major support. This is where all the banks are buying, right? So I should be a buyer. And look at it, held right there, and it's starting to go higher. But we only listen to the market. What's the market telling us? Well, we click on strategy number 5 on the candlestick, or I should say on the PTS Primo charting platform. And in the drop-down menu, click on signal arrow, okay? And a sell signal was generated right here. Now, in order to take up its level of consistency, we want to make sure that it's a valid candlestick combo sell signal. So the bar has to be colored red by the PET D in order for us to take it. Let's apply the PET D right here. We click it on, and yes, it's colored red. Now, even though the bar before it is green, it makes no difference. It is a valid, highly consistent, and high probability candlestick combo signal. So you have full authority to go short here if you'd like. You can buy the puts, you can short the stock, or if you were long Amazon, it would be a wise thing we suggest to exit, because look what happened. The stock fell 32 points in the next 2 days. Once again, the stock gapped down lower based on some announcement or some market activity. But isn't it funny how a day in advance we were already telling you to sell. Here's an example in KLAC, okay? Now, this looks like a flag. Most traders that take Technical Analysis 101 would say, well, Steve, this is going higher. We're high-level consolidation, and this looks like a reversal bar. We opened lower, and now we're closing higher, and so this should be the bottom of this consolidation. And for the next 3 days, it appeared that that was right. It started to go sideways to higher. But if we apply strategy 5, click on signal arrow, and we see that way before you thought that the consolidation was over, strategy 5 had generated a sell signal. So this was telling you that, no, even though nothing has happened in the past week, we're still shorting this market. You can buy puts, or if you're long, we would exit right now. And if you apply the PET D right here, click it on, it's confirmed. It's a candlestick combo sell signal. So this is a high probability sell signal. Even though the bars before it were green, it makes no difference. So where you thought this was a reversal, it was starting to go back up, our students were short, and they could have taken advantage potentially of a 100-point move to the downside. And if they were short, they could have potentially captured 100 points, or they could have missed a 100-point loss if they remained long the position. Lots of ways to trade with candlestick combo strategy 5. Here's an example in LRCX. Once again, a sell signal is generated using strategy number 5. It's confirmed by the PET D. Remember, it makes no difference what the bars prior to it were colored. All that matters is the bar below a red arrow is also colored or outlined red. And look what happened. It fell 130 points coming into the first week of September, this month. Now, once again, if you like to intraday trade, here's a 30-minute chart of the QQQs. That's the ETF that represents the NASDAQ index. So if you like to intraday trade this, you would say, well, looking at a 30-minute time frame doesn't look like much is happening, but strategy 5 generated a sell signal. If you apply the PET D, it was confirmed. And in the next day, this was just a couple of weeks ago, you could have taken advantage of 18 points in one day, okay? This is on an intraday chart. We can also apply this going into a higher time frame. Here's a weekly chart of Lulu. Same process, a sell signal was generated. In order to ramp up the consistency, we want to make sure that that bar below it is colored red. Yes, it was. So this is a valid high probability strategy number 5 candlestick combo sell signal on a weekly time frame. And look what happened, 175 points coming into last month. And if you missed the first signal, there was another one you could have taken advantage of right here. Okay, so let's recap. What did we teach you today? Well, we talked about our candlestick combo, which is only buy or sell candlestick strategy number 5 signals that are in sync with the PET D. When you combine these two, you have a tremendous synergy for success and consistency in whatever market, whatever time frame. So ask yourself, after the examples you've seen, some of these were just a week or so old. Do you think these two methods put together in the candlestick combo can help your candlestick trading for the remainder of 2024? If you're having trouble with your candlestick trading, if you're not seeing the type of results you were promised, this is a great way to turn your trading around. Let me tell you about a great special discount we have for all of you attending today. We're going to offer our Candlestick Combo Special. This is instant course access. You're not only going to get the Candlestick Strategy number 5, but you're also going to get the PET D Trend Detector. This is our early trend detector. This is basically a translator that tells you on a tick-by-tick basis what any market wants to do. Okay, you'll get detailed video instruction. You'll learn about all the entries, exits, and stop placements. We didn't go into today because it wouldn't be fair to give away where they are to all of the students around the world who have purchased our candlestick combo. But we'll teach you all of these in the entire course rules, okay? Now, we're also adding in a bonus. With your PET D course, you're also getting 4 separate PET D trading techniques. These are entirely different from what we taught you today with the candlestick combo. These are ways in which to trade with the PET D just using that indicator. It's a great way also. So you're getting almost like 5 different ways to trade with the candlestick combo and the PET D, okay? Along with this, you'll all get educational correspondence. Now, everything you saw today was displayed using our platform, the PTS Primo charting platform. We'd like to give you a full 12 months. Now, normally 12 months of the platform costs close to $1,800. But if you decide to become a student of mine for a limited time only, we will actually throw in the full year absolutely free. You'll get a full year of the PTS Primo charting platform so you can click on, with one click, strategy number 5 signals, and with one click, the PET D. It's that simple. Now, on top of that, you'll get literally dozens of more tools and tips and techniques that I really don't have time to go into that are also on the platform, okay? Things like our proprietary buy-sell line, which tell you the overall trend in a matter of seconds. Our automatic exit levels, with one click, you'll see where these exit levels are. A strength of trend tool that will tell you if there's more gas left in the tank of a strong trend or if it's running out of gas. Comes with personalized tech support, but here's the best thing. We know that not everyone just trades stocks or just trades intraday stocks. We have traders that like to trade different markets, different time frames. So one of the best tools we have on the platform is our strategy signal scanner. You can virtually scan for different markets like crypto, like futures, also like the forex markets as well. For example, if you're a forex trader, here's a 4-hour chart of the euro yen. This was going back to just less than a week ago, okay? This was last Wednesday, okay, on a 4-hour chart. Now, looking at this, someone would normally say, well, not much happening here, kind of a sideways market. But if you went through the same process, click on strategy number 5 on our platform, and prior to the end of the 4th bar, all you had to do was in the drop-down menu, click on scanner. It would have gone through the scanning process, which takes about a minute, and you would have seen that there were 2 buy signals generated right here in that 4-hour time frame of the euro yen. Now, once you saw the buy signals appear, all you have to do is click on the PET D once more and see that they're both candlestick combo signals, and they're valid combo signals. So you could have taken either one and potentially in the next day captured upwards of 225 pips. That's over $2,000 per unit you potentially could have captured, okay? That was just less than a week ago. Or here's another example in the Canadian dollar. This was about a month ago. last month in the Canadian dollar on a daily time frame. Now, at the end of this night, you could have done a scan once again and said, well, it doesn't look like much is happening here. I'll click on strategy number 5, click on the scanner at the end of the day's trading, and seeing that we actually had 2 signals here, okay? One was a buy and one was a sell. Well, this is where the candlestick combo really comes in as an invaluable tool, because most traders say, well, which one do I take? Do I take both of them? I take a buy and a sell, or what do I do? Well, if you click on the pet D, you see here that it automatically colored the bars and they're all red. So obviously, a candlestick combo is not being generated here because above a buy signal, this bar needs to be outlined or colored green. So we would not have taken the buy signal, but we would have taken the sell signal because below a red arrow, the bar is red. So that's a valid candlestick combo signal. You would have only gone short the Canadian dollar just about a month ago and potentially captured over 250 pips coming into this month. That's over $2,500 per unit potentially you could have captured. This is all done just simply by using our scanner that you'll only find on the PTS Primo charting platform, okay? All right, so this is a great offer, a great way to turn your candlestick trading around. Let's break it down. Now, normally, the strategy number 5 and pet D combo would cost close to $5,500. Here's what we're going to do. We're not going to offer it at that price. In fact, we're going to discount it close to 45%. We're dropping the price down for a limited time only, down to $29.95. You're going to save close to $2,500. That's a nearly 45% discount. But we're going to take it up a notch. We're also going to include a different way in which to buy an added bonus. This is our special super discount. For a one-time payment of only $497, less than $500, you can be up and running and just establish a $97 monthly payment, and you can still be up and running with the candlestick combo as early as today. So 2 great ways to turn your candlestick trading around. Take advantage and get involved with this 45% discount, pay in full $29.95, or take the super discount, which is a one-time payment of $497, and you just establish a $97 payment per month. Either way, you'll be up and running as soon as today. And either way you decide to go, you still get a full 12 months free of the PTS Primo charting platform, with literally dozens of tips, techniques, and methods that I've accumulated in my 47 years you won't find on any of the major platforms. You'll only find them on the PTS Primo charting platform. Now, if you're still not convinced, I want you to take a look at this older chart here in TXN, okay? Remember, this is the way most traders trade candlesticks. They'll see an uptrend, and we've all been taught, myself included, when I was taught how to trade them some 45 years ago, that candlestick patterns are reversal patterns. So we're looking for a change in trend, okay? So what do we have here? We have an uptrend, so obviously we're looking for a reversal pattern. And once again, we find one of the most prominent as well as popular reversal patterns in candlesticks. This is a bearish engulfing pattern. So conventional wisdom would tell you, you have to sell here. This is a very high probability selling signal using candlesticks. Now, this is the way I was taught, and I know 99% of all traders are taught this. So let's see what happened. Had you taken this signal, well, guess what? You would have most likely come out with a loss. Sure, it went down for 2 or 3 days and not that much. But had you held on, you most likely would have been stopped out or had a major loss on your hand. This is how the candlestick combo can help you, because once we would have clicked on the second part of the combo, just to see if there was a validation here, the pet D, you would have known in advance that even though that was a valid bearish engulfing pattern, what was the color of the bar below the engulfing bars? They were green. So even without a strategy number 5 signal, you can apply this to not only other candles, but also to any strategy you're trading. If it's not confirmed using the pet D, it's a low probability signal, and therefore you don't want to take it, and it will save you all of that time and money. This is the power you have behind using not only the pet D, but also applied with strategy number 5. A year from today, trust me, you will have wished you became a member of the Candlestick Combo course, especially with this deep discount. Remember, you can either take a 45% discount, one-time payment, or you can establish a less than $500 one-time payment and have a $97 per month monthly payment. 2 simple ways. And on top of that, you'll get a full year of our platform absolutely free. Here's how to take advantage of this. Contact Pro Trader Strategies. I developed a platform with them. They have trading consultants manning the phones right now. They would be more than happy to answer any questions you have or take your order over the phone right now or give you another quote if you like. Give them a call at area code 310-598-6677. And like I said, they can answer questions. There's absolutely no obligation. They'd be more than happy to talk with you over the phone about any questions you may have or about pricing or about the platform as well, what else is included. Now, the link you see below the phone number is the link that will take you to the info page. You can also sign up there if you like. It's not a live link, but if you go to the chat box, a live link has just been posted, okay? So once again, this brings us to the end of the special Tuesday presentation. We usually have our weekly webinars on a Wednesday, but because of other pre-scheduled webinars, we had to switch it over to Tuesday. But don't worry, each and every one of you will get a link to this recording if you happen to come in late or miss the beginning, and you'll be able to see it in its entirety. Just remember, if you're at all interested in strategy number 5 at these great deep discounts, don't sit on this offer too long because most likely it'll be gone after a limited time, okay? And it'll go back and revert back up to the nearly $5,500 price range. And that will not include a full year of the platform. So take advantage once again. Give our trading consultants a call at 310-598-6677, and they can answer just about any question you may have. Now, as we take one last look at our disclaimer, I just want to say thank you so much for attending today. I wish you all the best of luck in trading, but most especially, I look forward to all of you becoming students of mine in the strategy number 5 Pet D Candlestick Combo course. Thank you so much. Have a great day and have a great trading day as well. Bye-bye.